Imagine waking up tomorrow and every bank is shut down. No cash, no payments. What happens next?
Now picture trying your ATM and seeing only out of service. Panic sets in instantly.
Outside, people are gathering, unsure what to do next, feeling the first twinges of panic.
Across the stock floor, chaos reigns as markets reflect the panic of everyone else outside.
At home, families open their banking apps only to find frozen screens and vanished access.
Soon, lines stretch across sidewalks as everyone rushes to the same broken ATMs. For small businesses, frozen banks mean frozen operations. No payments, no supplies. That's when people realize their money was never cash. News spreads fast, and with it, fear moves even faster.
Suddenly, everyone checks their wallets and realizes how little cash they carry.
That's when it hits. Your card doesn't work anymore.
One by one, businesses switch to cash only.
That's when it hits. Your card doesn't work anymore.
At work, employees hear the words no one want. Payroll is delayed.
Even gas stations stop accepting cards.
Online payments fail one after another.
Panic buying starts as people rush for essentials.
Within days, shelves begin to empty.
Stress builds and tensions start to rise.
As night falls, the city grows quiet, but uncertainty remains.
By morning, bank doors are locked and no one knows when they'll reopen.
Employers make difficult calls, payments are delayed.
I understand this is difficult news, but we expect the funds by the end of the week.
People wait outside, hoping for answers that never come.
Rent is due, but transfers no longer work.
Officials urge calm, calling the shutdown temporary.
Markets hesitate as uncertainty spreads.
Rumors spread faster than facts.
At home, families start making tough decisions.
Behind closed doors, emergency meetings begin.
A new day begins. But the crisis isn't over.
Across the country, people wake up to the same message on every screen. The banking system has been shut down indefinitely.
Inside offices, inboxes flood with urgent messages as companies struggle to operate without access to money or payments.
Withdrawing cash is no longer an option, as machines everywhere display the same silent refusal to function.
Without access to payments or credit, small businesses begin shutting their doors earlier than anyone expected.
Even basic transportation begins to fail when digital payments stop working and cash becomes scarce overnight.
Even hospitals feel the pressure as financial systems freeze, threatening services people depend on every single day.
As uncertainty grows, authorities increase their presence to prevent panic from turning into disorder.
As confidence weakens, even the value of money itself begins to feel uncertain.
At dinner tables everywhere, conversations shift from plans and dreams to budgets, bills, and uncertainty.
As night falls again, the realization sets in that this is no short disruption, but a crisis unfolding in real time. As the morning commute begins, people realize that even getting to work depends on systems that no longer function.
Behind the scenes, supply chains slow down as companies struggle to move goods without reliable financial systems.
For farmers, the shutdown threatens planting, harvesting, and livelihoods tied directly to timely payments.
At ports around the world, trade slows as payments and guarantees behind shipments suddenly disappear.
Schools begin reviewing budgets as uncertainty threatens programs that depend on stable funding.
Construction projects pause as financing freezes, leaving workers waiting and cities unfinished.
Inside the banks themselves, employees leave uncertain about when they will return or what system will still exist.
Food still exists, but moving it becomes harder when payments, credit, and logistics systems stop working together.
Without digital payments, people return to cash, negotiation, and informal systems that replace speed with caution.
As uncertainty grows, protecting physical assets becomes just as important as restoring digital trust.
As trust weakens, even insurance and guarantees are questioned in ways few imagined before.
Even casual conversations turn serious, as parents quietly compare worries they never expected to share.
In rural areas, limited alternatives make banking disruptions even more immediate and personal.
As days pass, legal disputes begin forming around contracts, payments, and obligations suddenly impossible to fulfill.
Frustration spills into public spaces as patience wears thin and answers remain limited.
Experts warn that restoring confidence may take far longer than fixing the technical failures behind the shutdown.
Universities begin questioning how long education systems can function without predictable tuition and funding flows. With spending frozen, shopping centers fall silent, revealing how deeply daily life depends on uninterrupted access to money.
Restaurants close their kitchens not from lack of food, but from the inability to process payments and pay staff.
Missed payments quickly turn into legal threats, pushing housing security into question for countless families.
As payments stall, airlines and airports struggle to keep operations moving, stranding travelers far from home.
Even utilities prepare contingency plans, knowing financial breakdowns can quickly threaten essential services. Behind secure doors, the limits of physical cash become clear, revealing how little is available when demand surges.
As trust erodes, people search for safer currencies, amplifying pressure across global financial systems.
As operations slow, layoffs begin, turning financial instability into immediate personal hardship.
Beyond economics, the shutdown takes a psychological toll, reshaping how people think about safety and the future. As companies reduce operations, offices fall quiet, signaling a deeper slowdown spreading through the economy.
Without payment guarantees, drivers wait, delaying deliveries that entire industries rely on to function.
Behind closed doors, officials work through the night, searching for solutions as pressure continues to mount.
Financial stress reaches classrooms as families struggle to maintain routines amid growing uncertainty.
Community support systems step in, but even they strain under the weight of prolonged financial disruption. Factories slow production as demand falls, and financing become harder to secure across the supply chain.
As obligations become impossible to meet, legal guidance replaces routine transactions for many people.
As the city sleeps, uncertainty remains awake, lingering over decisions that will shape what comes next.
With formal systems failing, informal exchanges quietly return, reshaping everyday commerce.
As financial uncertainty deepens, Factories conserve resources, shutting down operations to survive another week.
Even after days of closure, people still line up at banks, clinging to the hope that access might suddenly return.
For retirees, years of careful planning suddenly feel fragile, as access to savings becomes uncertain overnight.
Port authorities attempt to coordinate trade flows, even as financial guarantees behind shipments remain uncertain. Healthcare providers quietly assess supplies, knowing financial delays can quickly become medical emergencies.
As nights grow quieter, the scale of the slowdown becomes impossible to ignore across entire industries.
Downtown centers, once symbols of momentum, now reflect the pause spreading through the broader economy.
When financial systems fail, basic needs surface quickly, pushing more people toward emergency support.
Even if systems recover, the experience reshapes trust, leaving people to question what security truly means.
Limits replace access, forcing people to ration their own money, while institutions struggle to stay solvent. Emergency centers appear almost overnight, offering limited access and guidance, but unable to replace a functioning banking system.
In smaller towns, the closure of a single branch cuts off entire communities from the financial system.
When money becomes unreachable, people turn to selling possessions they once believed they would never part with.
Fuel deliveries are careful rationed, highlighting how financial disruption reshapes physical infrastructure priorities.
Teachers plan around uncertainty, knowing that stability outside the classroom directly affects learning inside it.
International leaders meet under pressure, aware that financial instability rarely respects national borders. City governments reassess priorities, weighing essential services against shrinking financial resources.
For many families, planning the future now feels like navigating without a map or reliable compass.
As the day ends, the crisis leaves behind a deeper question about trust, control, and the future of money itself. As the day ends, the crisis leaves behind a deeper question about trust, control, and the future of money itself. Cash returns to machines, but limits remain, reinforcing how fragile access can be when systems break down. For business owners, reopening means starting over, reassessing risks once taken for granted.
Even as services resume, public trust lags behind, shaped by memories of sudden loss of access.
Some communities respond by learning, hoping knowledge can reduce vulnerability when systems fail again.
Lawmakers debate reforms, weighing stability against freedom in redesigning the financial system.
New payment systems are tested cautiously, shaped by lessons learned during the shutdown.
Many households adopt new habits, prioritizing emergency reserves over comfort and convenience.
Economists warn that resilience, not speed, will define recovery after such systemic shock.
Life resumes cautiously, carrying lessons that will influence financial behavior long after the crisis fades. Even with access restored, people move cautiously, aware that certainty can disappear without warning. Across households, emergency cash becomes the symbol of control in an uncertain financial world.
Institutions adjust strategies, focused on survival and stability rather than growth.
For children, life goes on, even as adults quietly absorb lessons about fragility and responsibility.
Planning now includes preparing for failure, not just success.
The crisis reveals a simple truth. Access to money is granted, not guaranteed.
Across borders and cultures, the lesson is shared. Modern money depends entirely on trust.
Daily routines return, but awareness lingers beneath every transaction and decision.
The question is no longer what happens if banks shut down, but whether we are prepared when they do.